Welcome to the MNCPPC Department of Parks and Recreation's virtual Healthy Holiday Nutrition Series. Whether you are here for a workshop or a cooking demonstration, get ready to experience a fun, interactive, and educational session. This evening, you will get nutritional tools and cooking tips for you and your family on how to enjoy the holiday season while maintaining your wellness goals.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our last program of the Healthy Holiday Nutrition Series. Can't believe we're already at the end of the year and having our last session, but we thank you for joining us. We have an awesome cooking demonstration planned for you all tonight. My name is Yolanda Galloway, and I am one of the Health and Wellness Coordinators with the Department of Parks and Recreation, Prince George's County. Before we begin, let's just review our housekeeping tips. You should see a microphone there on your screen. You will need to click on that to remain on mute throughout the program. We want you to do that to help us eliminate any distractions throughout the night. Next, I want to draw your attention to the camera icon there you see at the bottom of your screen. This will allow you to turn your camera off or on, and we do ask that you keep your camera off just to help minimize any distractions throughout the program on the evening. And then the final and last tip is the chat. So you'll see the chat box there like you see on the screen. So what you'll do, you just click on that little icon there and it'll take you to the screen that you see next. And here's the chat box. And at the bottom of that chat box, you can click your cursor there in the area, type in your question or your comment and hit enter, and we'll be able to engage with you throughout the program. So feel free to use that chat box to engage with us. So without further ado, I want to bring back our esteemed chef for the afternoon or for the evening. Roz Law is no stranger to our program. She is a certified health coach and professional clinical herbalist. She received her training as a health coach from the Institute for Integrative Health, Innovative Health Coach Training Program, and her training as a clinical herbalist from the Mid-Atlantic School of Herbalism in the Smile Herb Shop. As a clinical herbalist, she can provide a complete assessment and recommend a customized list of herbal remedies for her clients. She uses food, herbs, and exercise for healing and maintaining a heavenly body. Welcome back, Roz. We'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am excited. I'm excited because it's December. It's a healthy holiday. This platform has been wonderful for our guests. And so I'm just going to get started. I am excited because today I am actually honored to show you behind the scenes how I prepare my curry black eyed peas. Black eyed peas, because you got to have black eyed peas right before in the beginning of the year, right? January 1, you got to have some black eyed peas. And so I'm going to tell you a story about that, about the black eyed peas. Let me turn my pan on. So it's called curry black eyed peas. Why? Why in the world would someone add curry to black eyed peas? Because growing up, it was not my favorite. It was not my favorite, but you heard me say that it was a must. It was a must in my family. You had to eat at least one spoonful of black eyed peas. This is the thing though. My aunts, they cooked the black eyed peas forever. They cooked them, they I don't know what they did to them, but they cooked them so much that they were mushy. And I just couldn't swallow them. I could not swallow them. I literally stayed in the chair at the table for hours because they said that you have to eat your black eyed peas. Sometimes the dog got it. I don't know. I was glad when the dog came. The dog got the black eyed peas, rescued me from that table. So what I did was in coming up, so I've been a vegetarian for about, I think it's been about 19, almost 20 years now. And because I know that I need to have my protein, I knew that I had to incorporate beans, all types of beans, right? Black eyed peas is a bean, right? And it's protein. So what I did, I had to come up with a recipe that made sense, that tastes good, and also smell good, look good, and was just good for me, giving me energy. So, like I said, the black eyed peas is in the category of beans, right? So I'm going to use. Let's get started. I'm going to use vegetable broth because I told you I'm a vegetarian. So I'm using vegetable broth. Now you can use a chicken broth if you want, a beef broth. I don't. It's not mandatory for you to use a vegetable broth, but that's what I do. Vegetable broth. Then I'm going to add the star of the show. That is the black eyed peas. Now, what I did was I use can, but I use organic black eyed peas from the can, and I use all different beans from the can, especially when I'm doing these cooking demonstrations, right? And then sometimes at home, because let's face it, we're in a microwave world where we need to have things quick because we're doing stuff all day. But if you're trying to adhere to a healthier lifestyle, you want to come as close as possible to giving your family and yourself the healthier versions, right? And so the black eyed peas in a can, they come organic. And all I do is just I rinse them. I strain them, strain the water from the can and rinse them really well because it will have the sodium and all the preservatives in the can. So I kind of wash those out and then I use them. All right. So, and I do that for all the beans, all the beans. And you know, there's several beans that actually provide energy because that's what protein does. It provides energy. And you need the energy, right? You need the energy. All right. So, black eyed peas. But I have to add some extra ingredients so it can taste good to the tongue. I'm just saying. We don't want to eat anything. I mean, it just doesn't register from the tongue to the brain. If it's not tasting good, if not having that flavor, if it's not, listen, it's not going to be eaten. That's just period. All right. So I have my recipe here. I used 2 cans of black eyed peas. All right. 2 cans of black eyed peas, rinse them really well. Then I used 1.5 cup of vegetable broth, vegetable broth. So that was actually 1 cup. I need to put another, well, I'll add my 1/2 cup there in a minute. All right. Then I'm using let me just go ahead and put in my tomatoes. So I'm using diced tomatoes. Now you can use your diced tomatoes, the ones that have the garlic and herbs and um, celery, whatever flavor diced tomatoes, or you can just use plain diced tomatoes, just plain diced tomatoes. All right. Now, if you're if you experience issues with hypertension, then you want to get the low sodium or no salt tomatoes, right? Now, you cannot rinse the tomatoes. These tomatoes came from a can. If you like, you can go ahead and cut up a real tomato and put in here. But like I said, if you don't have time for that, you can go ahead and use it from the can. Now, you cannot rinse them because tomatoes just don't act right when you rinse them like that, right? All right, so 1 can of diced tomatoes. Actually, I have 3/4 can. I got to put my glasses on so I can see. Yes. All right, so 3/4 can of diced tomatoes. Then I'm adding some red bell pepper. Let's talk about the bell pepper for a second. I diced them up. You can slice them, dice them, make them really, really nice. I love it. So this is sweet red bell pepper. Now, this is what I want to say about the bell pepper. I'm just going to give you a little bit of educate you a little bit on the pepper. So, there's different color peppers. There's a red pepper, there's a green pepper, a yellow pepper, there's an orange pepper, red, green, yellow, orange, right? Now, has anybody, and you can put it in the chat. I have a question for you. Just put it in the chat. Put your answer in the chat. Has anybody ever heard of a sweet green pepper? A sweet green pepper. Let me know that. Give me that answer. Has anybody ever had a sweet green pepper? Yolanda, you got it.
So far, no. I know for me, I said no, just the green pepper. And we have another no. No one said yes yet.
Right. That's because they're not any sweet green peppers. So let me give you a little bit of education about peppers. First of all, the reason why they're different colors is because the green pepper is what comes up first. So off the vine, it comes up green. They remove those to sell them. You know, the taste is totally different. And they remove those to sell them for those recipes that you need to use green pepper for, just bold taste of a green pepper, right? But then they have some that they keep on the plant, on the bush. And then the next color is yellow, right? So it turns from green to yellow. Yellow peppers, they taste a little bit different, a little bit tasty, but not really, really, really extra sweet yet, right? Getting there. But they'll take them off and they'll sell them as a yellow pepper. So you have green and then yellow. And then they'll keep them on a little bit longer. Then they turn orange, right? They turn orange. Now, I have tasted some bell peppers, orange bell peppers, that has a great taste. I love it. Those orange peppers, I love it. As a matter of fact, this pepper that I just put in here was orange on the way to red. So what happens is they leave it on there, that orange one, they leave it until it turns red. Now the red, is there a such word as redder? The more red it is, the sweeter it is, right? And that's where you get your peppers. It's grown in different stages. And the more red, the more sweet. All right. They start getting a little tasty and sweetness, tad bit sweetness at the yellow, more at the orange, and then definitely at the red. All right. So that's red bell pepper. All right. Next, I'm going to add some onion in here. Of course, I got to add onion. Onion is great for everything. Everything. There's all different types of onions. This is smelling good already. I need to save some onions for my other recipe. But this is smelling good already. I'm adding my onion. Now, this is a Vidalian onion. Vidalian. There's different onions. Onions are great for colds and flus. It also is good for inflammation. Onions are very good. And there are different types of onions that you can use. There's the Vidalian. There's the sweet onions. And go ahead and name some more onions for me. Y'all type it in the chat. Name some onions. I already said Vidalian is sweet. So now there's about 3 more that I can think of that you should be typing in the chat. I don't know if Yolanda told you all, but you all can talk back to me through the chat. All right? Come on, talk back to me through the chat. I'm going to add, while you're telling me that, I'm going to add some mushrooms. I'm going to add some mushrooms.
So
this is, what you got?
Sorry, yellow, scallion, red.
Yes. Did somebody say scallions?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Scallions, yellow, red onion for sure. I love red onion. Red onion, that bold flavor to that red onion. And it is burst of flavor. Burst of flavor. A lot of people say, oh, you smell like onion. Yep. I do.
Someone put spring onions in here, Roz.
Absolutely. Spring onions. And the other name for spring onions is green, green onions. And they call them scallions too. Yes, I love spring. And then it's another one. Did somebody say shallots?
No, no one put that yet.
Yeah, shallots. So shallots are very good, very good. All of them have medicinal benefits, especially if you eat them raw. So I'm adding mushroom. I added my mushroom. So I did that already. Let's talk about the mushroom. There's several different mushrooms. Mushrooms are great. This one right here I use is white button mushrooms, and that's what's going to be on your recipe when you get it, is white button mushrooms. But you can add any mushroom. There's several mushrooms. I love oyster mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms, crimini mushrooms. You can take a portobello and cut it up. Actually, the white button mushrooms are baby. They call them sometimes baby bellas, but that's because they're smaller than the big old fat portobello mushroom, right? But it is awesome.
Someone's saying, I think Vidalia, I think you had maybe mentioned that one. Someone put that one in, and then Katrina said shared that she loves shallots.
Yes, shallots is wonderful. And then also Spanish onion. Definitely Spanish onion. Very, very good. Bold taste. Love them. Spanish onion. So there's a lot of onions. And like I said, they have medicinal benefits, especially when you're eating them raw. You can actually use the onion to actually draw out inflammation. Or if you're having pain in a joint, you can put onion and wrap the onion on that elbow or on that knee or wherever you're having a little soreness. Say you have a sprained ankle or inflammation in the knee, you can put a little bit of sea salt, or probably regular salt. I use sea salt though, and sprinkle it on that onion, put it on that area, wrap it in cellophane, and let it seal it in cellophane and sleep with it overnight. And that onion would actually draw out the inflammation and help you feel so much better. Now your bedroom is going to smell like onion soup the next day, but you'll feel better. How about that? You'll feel better.
I wish you could see my face right now. I'm thinking about that.
Yes, I'm telling you, it's an old remedy. What about I know the listeners know about putting the onion on your chest when you're having a cold or flu, or the older folks put it in the sock.
Yeah, I've heard of that. And Amber Lace said, thank you for that recommendation. So that explains why older neat aunts and uncles' houses was
smelling like onion. That's right. Great aunts and uncles' house smell like onion. Smell like, and you know what? We probably said, oh, it smell like old people. Right. But the onion is good for you. It's good for you.
Got some laughs in the chat.
What'd you say?
Got some laughs in the chat. And Amber Lake said that she's heard of that sock. She's heard about the sock remedy. So
absolutely.
Good stuff. Thank you, Roz.
Absolutely. Yes. All right. So we have the vegetable broth. We have the black eyed peas. We have the tomatoes. We have the red bell pepper and the mushroom in here. So now let's go ahead and season it. Season it here. So let's use some cilantro. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of cilantro. Cilantro is a herb that's going to make it awesome, totally awesome. Now, this is dry cilantro, 1 tablespoon of that. Oh, did I just make a mess? All right. And then we're using turmeric. We're using just 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric. Turmeric can be kind of bold. I mean, really, really like pungent to taste. So you don't want to use a whole lot. But what is turmeric good for? Anybody know? Go ahead and put that in the chat for me. What is turmeric good for? Come on now. You should know.
Jessica says inflammation. Inflammation.
Lisa,
Jessica.
Telling you. Yes, that is awesome. Yes, inflammation. Turmeric is great for inflammation all over the body. They make turmeric capsules that you can take, but why not take it by mouth with the capsules, and then also use it in your food. But you got to kind of camouflage it because, like I said, it tastes a little bit pungent. Kind of might be like a little bitter. All right, but it's great. Also, um, also turmeric is great for Alzheimer's and dementia. Right? Yes. So you can't listen. You can't go wrong by taking turmeric for sure. Fights cancer and inflammation. That's for sure. All right. So here we go. Our next ingredient is cumin. Now, they say cumin. Some people say cumin. Some people say cumin. Whatever. So I'm using 1 teaspoon of cumin. Now, why cumin? First of all, I love the flavor of cumin. I'm going to put my other vegetable broth in here too. So I'm going to put a little extra cumin because I just love cumin. But what does cumin do? What does cumin do? It helps with digestion of beans. What do I mean by that? What I mean by helping with digestion. What happens when, I'm going to put a little bit extra. What happened? A cook always do extra. They do extra. So what happens to some folks when they're cooking beans, when they eat beans, not cooking them, but when they eat beans? What can happen? What can happen? What are they saying, Yolanda?
Gas.
Gas. That is the answer. Gas, for sure. You can have gas. So cumin actually helps to reduce digestibility of the bean and can help reduce gas. Oh my gosh, it's smelling some kind of good. I wish y'all can smell it.
And Roz, while you're stirring, getting that ready, Miss Barbara shared her mother would cut up onions, add a little sugar, and put it in an airtight jar. Liquid would come out of the onion. We would drink that for a cold and cough. It was nasty, but worked.
And absolutely. So I love that recipe. But what I add to it, so you can, that's like your own remedy for colds and flus. But what you can add to it is garlic. So garlic and onion, yes, it doesn't taste great, but you can add raw honey and garlic and onion. Put it in a mason jar and let it just marinate in the refrigerator for months. You start like in June and let it marinate, and then it'll be good and ready for the flu season, like around September when things start to change. It's amazing. That'll be your syrup for sure. All right, so we got cumin, we got the turmeric, we've got the cilantro. I'm just going to put just a teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt. Now, like I said, if you have issues with hypertension, you can delete this sea salt. You don't even have to have it on here. You can use Mrs. Dash or some other type of low sodium or no salt seasoning, but you have to do what you know to do for your own purposes and your goals for your body. All right. So, but I'm getting to eat this, my husband and I. So I'm using a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt. Then here we go. Here is the curry. Gotta put the curry in here because it's called curry. What is it called? Curry black eyed peas. I'm putting 1 tablespoon of curry. I'm just saying, I'll just put in a lot more. But you all are going to get the recipe. Don't worry. You're going to get the recipe. All right. Now, some people like their beans kind of thick. Some people like them soupy. If you like them soupy, you can add more vegetable broth or whatever type of broth you're eating, you like to cook with, or you can add water to it. I'm going to just loosen it up just a little bit with the vegetable broth. And I use organic vegetable broth. And this, oh my goodness. I don't know. When are we going to ever go back in person so people can taste this, Yolanda? I don't know.
I'm hopeful that we are, because I truly miss smelling it in the room and being able to taste it, stuff I never tried before. It will be soon. We're going to be hopeful.
We're going to be up. Yes. So now it's I just added. Now this recipe is calling for Berbere seasoning. Berbere is a Ethiopian spice. So Berbere has a mixture. It has garlic, it has cayenne, it has cinnamon, garlic, cayenne, cinnamon, garlic, cayenne, and cinnamon. And so I'm thinking there's something else missing. But anyway, Berbere is a seasoning. You can get it at any store, like Whole Foods sells it, Mom's Market sells it. They sell it at Wegmans. It's called Berbere, and you'll see it on your recipe when you receive the recipe. I use Berbere in my own spice called the Spice of Life, and so that's what I just added in here is my Spice of Life, and the base of it is the Berbere. All right, all right, and that is all. Let me just go through it again. I'm just going to cover it and turn it down. So you have your black eyed peas. This is a curry black eyed peas recipe for the holidays. It will be gone. I'm telling you, it will be gone. And you mix it with some brown rice. I'm just saying. All right, here we go. Curry black eyed peas. 2 cans of organic black eyed peas. You got to rinse them, strain them and rinse them, right? Then you're using 1.5 cup of vegetable broth, or if you want them a little loose, like soupy, you can use a little bit more of vegetable broth. That's up to you. 1 teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt, 1/8 teaspoon of Berbere seasoning, 3/4 can of diced tomatoes, and that's any flavored tomatoes. You can have them herb and tomatoes. Then 1/2 cup of chopped white button mushrooms, or any type of mushrooms that you like. 1/2 cup of chopped bell pepper, red pepper, or orange pepper, a sweeter pepper. Then we're using 1/2 cup of chopped onions, 1 tablespoon of dried cilantro. This is what I want to say about that cilantro. It doesn't have to be dried. You can buy the fresh cilantro and cut it up. Fresh cilantro is great. But if you don't have it and you have the dried on hand in the cabinet already, use that. You just don't want to say, I can't do it today because I don't have that. No, you can still do it. 1 tablespoon of curry, 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric, and 1 teaspoon of cumin. All right, of cumin. And that is your black eyed peas with curry in it. I can't wait to taste it. I'm going to taste it at the end.
All right.
Any questions?
Miss Amberley said that fresh cilantro is amazing.
Said what?
Fresh cilantro is amazing.
Oh my gosh. I love fresh cilantro. I love the smell of it. You know what I've learned? I've learned people either like it or they don't. Cilantro is, they put cilantro in the rice at Chipotle, but some people like it and some people don't. You either like it or you don't. But I love it. I love the smell of it. And it's amazing to me. I simply adore it. All right. So next, my next favorite, and I make this all the time, but it is definitely one of my favorites. And I'm going to make it here for you guys because, it's just so simple. And it's a little spin on cabbage. It's called my cabbage and collard greens. Cabbage and collard greens mixed, right? You have mostly cabbage, and then you have a little bit of the collard greens, right? Mixed in together. So we're going to go for it. Let's go. Let me check my time here. Okay, I'm doing good. All right, collard greens and cabbage. Now, You're going to get about 3 or 4 leaves of collard greens. I normally roll my collard greens and chop them, right? So first, what I'm going to do is add my vegetable broth to my pan, right? I'm using vegetable broth. Why do you think I'm using vegetable broth instead of oil? Instead of oil. What do you all think that? I'm putting my cabbage in here and my collard greens. I already cut it up, cabbage and collards together. Why do you all think I'm using vegetable broth instead of oil? I'll wait for the answer. Anybody answer yet?
No one wants to guess or answer. Ooh, I got the hiccups. Or
You say you have the hiccups?
Yeah, I just hiccuped. Excuse me.
Yeah, so I'm using vegetable broth instead of
Flavor.
oil.
Someone said flavor.
Oh, okay. Yep, flavor. That's a great answer, especially
Yeah.
if you can use chicken broth. But I'm using this to cut down the fat. This is a healthy cooking demo, right? And so to cut out the fat, even although your avocado oils, any oil that you use, it should be an oil that comes from a seed. That you got it? From a seed. So like avocado has a seed in the middle. Olives, they have a seed in the middle. A coconut, they don't have a seed in the middle, but it's a good oil. But not a vegetable oil. Not a vegetable oil. All right. So, but those oils, although they're good fats, they're still fat. And some people are watching their fat intake, right? And so I use the vegetable broth instead, just for that reason. Just for that reason. All right. Now, oh yeah, it's cooking. It's cooking. Uh-huh. I just got to make sure my pan stays on. All right. So collard greens. I have my cabbage in here. I use a half a head. Now, if you're cooking for a whole bunch of people for the holiday, you go ahead and use the whole head of cabbage, right? I even use the outer leaves on that cabbage. Some people peel it away. You go to the store, you see the outer leaves all there on the bin, in the bin. I use them because it's a dark leafy vegetable. And why? What health benefits? It's great vitamin E, vitamin C, vitamin K, chlorophyll, fiber. Why leave it there? It's all part of the plant, right? So it has great, great healthy benefits. That's what I do. So it's a little thicker and tougher, but you just cook it. You just cook it a little bit longer. And speaking of cooking long, how long should you cook your green leafy vegetables? How long? Anybody know? How long should you cook your green leafy vegetables? Now we know collard greens are a staple in a lot of people's homes for the holidays. Should be all the time. But how long do you cook your collard greens?
Katrina said all day. LOL. Just joking.
Katrina, you know that's not the answer. All right. So, yes, people do cook them all day. People cook their greens all day long. What happens? All the nutrients get left in the pot. And what is that called? Don't act like you don't know. You know it's called. They call it down in the South. I know my mother called
Pot liquor.
Pot liquor in the bottom of the pot. You're drinking that juice.
So Amber Lace had to put a quick LOL in too. She was like, so you cook them all day so that it doesn't lose nutrients. But she said she guessed 30 minutes. or not guess, you may know 30 minutes because I don't know.
Okay, 30
I
minutes is
stand
good.
around and wait to eat them. So yeah,
Rule
30
of thumb for me, rule of thumb up for me is cook your greens no more than 20 minutes.
Okay.
No more than 20 minutes, right? And that will preserve all of your nutrients and vitamins. Not unless you're going to drink the whole pot of juice afterwards. Like have a glass of juice, green juice, along with your meal.
Miss Letha added in with that pot liquor comment that it's good with some cornbread.
Ah, it's good with some cornbread. I know
I
that's
love it.
right. Yeah. It sounds like you know. Sound like she knows. Yes. All right. So I got all off on a tangent there. I'm going to add my red bell pepper in here. Not only that, it's going to be really, really pretty colors too. That the green and the red kind of goes with my my apron. My apron says the Spice Queen's Kitchen. So it's really pretty. And you don't want to eat vegetables that look dead, like you cook them to death and they just look dead. I mean, do you want to, you got to let your food, listen, I'm passionate about it. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, here we go. Red bell pepper. Gonna put some cilantro over here. Put that dry cilantro. If you had the fresh, you use that one. But I'm using the dry today. Go ahead and stir that. Ah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, I'm going to put some garlic in here. These are garlic flakes. These are garlic flakes, you guys. Putting that in there. Ah, smells so good. Then I'm using, now this is the thing. On this recipe, now it's optional, okay? It's optional. Remember I said it's optional. Now, you know the bacon bits, they have it on the shelf normally in the salad dressing section. This is what's going to give it my smoky flavor because I told you I'm a vegetarian, right? And so this will give it that smoky meat flavor that's missing. Let's go ahead and put all of this in here. That smoke. Oh yeah. This is what's missing. That smoke. You know how you use that smoked turkey to cook your greens, your cabbage? Yeah. That did it right there. It's called bacons. 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 Right? All right. Now I have onion. I already chopped up my onion. I'm going to put my onion in there. Telling you. Oh my gosh. And a little bit of sea salt. And you know what? Since I have these mushrooms left over, I'm just going to add I'm going to add these mushrooms in here too. Why? Just because they're good for you. And and I'm going to eat them. This whole dish. Go ahead and put my mushrooms in there. Let me put a little bit of sea salt. Now
I can really smell the food now. Like
you can
I
smell it.
really can. I can just imagine how it smells now in there with everything.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh
I'm
my goodness.
growling now.
Yes. Look at that. But isn't it beautiful? It's so pretty. Can y'all see it?
A little bit.
A little bit. Oh Lord.
Hold it up a little bit to the light. Let us see those greens.
That's right. You got to see these greens. Oh, you know what? You're going to see it when I put it on the plate too.
Yes.
I don't know. I can't move too much.
You can wait till you put it on the plate. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm putting it on the
See
plate.
that color in there. No, it's full of
nutrients. That color. There we go.
A good view.
Yeah, but I'm not going to mess with it because I don't want no disaster in here. I'll put it on the plate. Now I'm going to add a little bit of my extra seasoning just because I'm eating it. This is my spice of life. I'm just going to add this to it. And that just gives it a little kick. That's the one that I make personally in my kitchen, the Spice Queen's kitchen. Oh my goodness. I'm just saying. Woo! And you don't want to cook them long, right? That wasn't even 20 minutes. That was not 20 minutes. But you don't want to cook it long. Now, I know my mom, she was 92. And when I cooked her greens like this, she said, they're not done. They're not done. Well, so you have to dwell with the knowledge that you know about your family, but especially the older folks. So I had to cook it a little bit longer so that she can chew it. But for myself and my family, my husband and my kids, they have to get it just like this. Very, very nice. Oh, I'm going to show you. Let me put it on the plate. So nice, so colorful. Take some of that juice off of there. All right. And me being a vegetarian, I could add some quinoa to this. I can add some brown rice, especially my basmati brown rice, to it. And that'll be a meal for me. Now, for you, you can add your turkey, your baked chicken, your Cornish hen. What else you all like? What else do you all like for Christmas? Ham. I guess ham. Right? Let me come around here so you all can see.
Yeah, type in the chat and tell us what meat would you put on the side of this if you're.
What would you put here? Oh, what about salmon? Some fish?
Oh, yeah.
Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Nobody's typing in any meats. I guess they're good with this. It's so nutritious looking and
yes. You can have really, and it's nice and colorful.
Julia says yum.
Yum, right? Amazing.
Yum.
So you know I have to taste it. I have to taste it. I'll taste it for you, Yolanda. And Katrina.
Miss Ida says she would add some string beans to her plate.
Okay. Mm-hmm. String beans, another vegetable. Awesome. Yes, absolutely. String beans. Or how about some asparagus? Mm-hmm.
Katrina said, looks so good. I would only add fish. I would like to request that Roz make the cauliflower mashed potatoes. So we got to keep that in mind, Roz. We'll have to show that off next.
And you know what? That would go good with this too.
Okay.
Well, who said that request?
Katrina. You know, she can make her request. We make it happen. So yes, one of our attendees is that beans on the plate. Yes, Miss our IO, we made curry black eyed peas for our first recipe, and so we'll make sure that recipe gets out so you can try that as well. So it's curry black eyed peas with the cabbage and collards. Yes, no problem.
Yes, amazing.
I think I have tasted those before we went out for COVID. I think you may have fixed that at one of our March's Nutrition Month.
Which one?
Programs. Like one of the, we only had maybe 2 before we went out for COVID. So I think I tasted the curry black eyed peas. So those are real delicious if you all try that recipe. That's really good. So
good. Oh my goodness. So I get in mine. And you know, the good part about this is, you know, you can put them in a freezer, and then on those nice snowy cold days, just pull out your pot of peas, black eyed peas. You can add a little bit extra broth and make you a black eyed peas soup. You can also add maybe 16 ounces of vegetable broth or chicken broth or whatever kind of broth. Add it to a pot, add your beans and make it a black eyed pea soup and add some kale to it. And then you'll have a kale and bean soup. I'm just saying. It's so good. It's so good, especially on a really, really chilly day, real chilly day. And so that's it.
Yeah,
That's
someone
it.
said that soup sounds good.
That soup is amazing. I'm telling you, that soup is in my book. My book is The Spice Queen's Kitchen, and that kale and bean soup, but you can make it with black eyed peas, kidney beans, garbanzo beans, whatever beans you like. And then just add kale to it. And then you already have your mushrooms, your tomatoes, you have everything else in your black eyed pea, in your pea recipe. If it's
Okay.
already in the freezer, just pull it out and make you a soup.
So we have another suggestion in the chat. They would like to suggest kale soup with white pinto beans.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I love white pinto beans and cannellini beans. Oh yeah.
Okay, so giving us some more bean recipes to share with
Them
our
beans, they
friends.
must don't have issue with beans, Yolanda. I don't. Let me say this: the more you eat beans,
You
actually your
used
body,
to
your
it?
digestive tract really will get used to it.
Okay.
When I first started eating beans, I had an issue. I mean, my stomach would bloat up like a balloon, would swell up like a balloon when I first started eating the beans. But
Hmm.
um, now I eat them. I don't have a problem with
Okay.
the gas because the more
And,
you eat, the more your body gets used to it.
uh-huh. And Katrina's reminiscing on some other great recipes that you've done. The garbanzo bean brownie.
Those are black bean brownies. Oh, I need
Could
some
you
of those in
replace it
my
with
life.
different beans though?
Yeah, you could. I've heard of garbanzo beans in it.
Okay.
And also
She said it was great.
black beans and garbanzo beans. I've heard
Okay.
in the black bean brownies. But the thing about it is, the name doesn't sound so inviting, but
Right, right.
it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, we may have to show that, but get them to the demo in a different way, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
With a spin
yeah.
on it. Someone asked, what about a healthy cornbread? You got a suggestion for a healthy cornbread as we come
A
into
healthy
holiday
cornbread.
season?
ah, so what does that look like? A healthy cornbread. They have some like gluten-free cornbreads and things like that. You know, most of the cornbread mixes that they have out, not unless you make your own. If you can make your own cornbread, that would be amazing because you can use uh, real corn. You can use polenta. Polenta is the corn that's grounded, um, along with some cornstarch. I made a cornbread recently, a couple of months ago, from scratch, and most of those box cornbreads, they have a lot of preservatives, a lot of chemicals, a lot of stuff in it, and not only that, they have a lot of sugar, a lot of they have some salt. So if you can make it from scratch, it'll be good. But I mean, are you going to do that? I made it, and it wasn't bad. It really wasn't bad. I had it with some chili, my chili recipe, a couple of months ago for a football game. So there is, it does exist, but it does take some thought process. And I said all that to say that I had a client one time that loved cornbread, the Jif cornbread in the box, loved it, but she needed to really adhere more to a healthier lifestyle. So she came back and told me, I found a, I found a healthy in the healthy section at Whole Foods, a a cornbread, and I love it. I love it. I love it. And I was like, really? Because one that I found and I made it, it tasted like the box. So I was a little confused. I said, okay, send me the front of the box and take a picture of the back so that I can see what this is all about. I looked at the back. I'm telling you, first of all, the cornbread, it said it was like 1,200 calories.
Uh-oh.
and it was full of sugar, full of sugar. And so I said that to say that you still have to read your labels. More than likely, if it tastes like totally excellent, then there's something in there that you should stay away from. That's all. That's all. So you got to weigh it out. You know, do 70% of the month what you need to do for your health. And then those that Christmas and the day after, go ahead and eat your favorite cornbread and then get back on track the day after that. Right.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just can't, you just can't, you can't waver from that good tasting stuff.
Okay. And one of our guests shared that they've had broccoli cornbread and it was delicious.
Broccoli cornbread. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then Jiffy has a vegetarian cornbread mix. And
good to know.
There's also keto cornbread that has very low, like 1 to 3 grams of sugar. Okay, that's a good
So
suggestion.
keto is on it, and so Jiffy has gotten on the healthy kit. Awesome. Yeah, most brands they have to go on over there and give you a healthier version for sure.
Right.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys for the comments and engagement, and of course, as always, Roz, we appreciate you wrapping us up, closing us out for our Healthy Holiday Nutrition series. And so we are going to, if there's nothing else, Roz, any other things you wanted to share?
Nope, I'm done. You all have a happy holiday, and I will see you all in a few months.
Yes. So we want your feedback. Help us out. Give us your feedback in the survey, and we'll enter your name into the drawing if you can complete that for us within 24 hours of receiving that link. And our program recording is available upon request. So you know how to email us at thewellness@pgparks.com email, and we will get that over to you. And please join us in the new year for our New Year, New You nutrition and fitness education opportunities throughout Prince George's County. Our nutrition workshops will still be virtual. So be on the lookout for more information about those. And you can always find information about our programs at wellness@pgparks.com. And happy holidays. Thank you all for your support and always joining us and sharing what we do for our residents of Prince George's County and beyond. Happy holidays.
Thank you for joining us for this virtual Healthy Holiday Nutrition series. For more videos to help you make healthier choices, visit the Department of Parks and Recreation's online resource center at pgparks.com or the Health and Wellness Virtual Library at wellness.pgparks.com. Until next time, be healthy, be well.